Gibran. Oh, my friend. Here we are again. And this time, we'll be reading a chapter on, oh my goodness, my favorite, on joy and sorrow. My name's Tarab. I make videos on emotional intelligence every day. My mission is to show you that spirituality is an essential point, or at least part of making sure that whatever you want to do in this world actually happens. On joy and sorrow. Then a woman said, "Speak to us of joy and sorrow." And he answered, "Your joy is your sorrow unmasked, and the self-same well from which your laughter rises was oftentimes filled with your tears. And how else can it be? The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. Is not the cup that holds your wine the very cup that was burned in the potter's oven? And is not the lute that soothes your spirit the very wood that was hollowed with knives? When you are joyous, look deep into your heart, and you shall find it is only that which has given you sorrow that is giving you joy. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Some of you say joy is greater than sorrow, and others say nay, sorrow is greater than joy. But I say unto you, they are inseparable. Together they come, and when one sits alone with you at your board, remember that the other is asleep upon your bed. Verily, you are suspended like scales between your sorrow and your joy. Only when you are empty are you at standstill and balanced. When the treasure keeper lifts you to weigh his gold and his silver, needs must your joy or your sorrow rise or fall. Only when you are empty are you at standstill and balanced. Business wisdom. When the treasure keeper lifts you to weigh his gold and his silver, needs must your joy or your sorrow rise or fall. When the treasure keeper lifts you to weigh his gold and silver, needs must your joy or your sorrow rise or fall. So that last one to me can either mean that either one is going to be the measure of your gold and silver. The depth of your joy and your sorrow, whichever one is higher, is going to be your value. Gibran is a wonderful way of words, man, woman, them. The reason that I'm reading this book to you, chapter by chapter, is because it reminds me of where a lot of this stuff came from, or a lot of this belief in myself to actually motivate people and to show vignettes of a lifetime. Because a lot of these things are essential to how I look at the world and how I view what a graceful life is and how I've coped with difficult times, joyful or sorrowful times. I think the biggest message in this chapter is essentially that time will go on, or at least that we have to realize that whenever we are emotionally in a particular state, it is temporary. And love falls into this category, in my opinion. A lot of the things that we really value, a lot of the reasons that we value things in life are because of these elevated emotional states. And to me, looking at it from a macroscopic scale, it seems a bit short-sighted literally, it seems too covetous to approach life in the sense of, I want to be happy, period. Because the continuum is what makes it interesting. The diversity is what makes it interesting. Productivity at its best is when we're right in the middle, when we're just cruising. And this is why I said, what was that quote? Only when you are empty are you at standstill and balanced. You want to make decisions in a balanced mindset. That means devoid of joy and sorrow, happiness and anger, devoid of all of it. That's not to say that everything in your life should be done, or is even beneficial being done in an emotionless state. It is to say that there are certain things in life that can certainly benefit from a lack of emotion. One of them being your monetary success, your financial goals. And also probably understanding yourself to a degree. To putting it as objectively as possible in the scheme of how you fit into the systems that you want to be a part of. I think we spend too much time dwelling, especially in my younger years, I spent a lot of time dwelling in my emotions. And every now and then I get the opportunity to do that these days when I'm really kind of getting dragged down by the vibes. It's important to realize that though it feels deeply now, good or bad, that it will simmer. The more you ride it, the more you like riding it, the more you're going to ride it. So ride it. Your joy and your sorrow, ride it. If you love it, ride that ride. Do the emotions. Really, get into the human condition. It's not going to make for an easy life, but I'll tell you, the path of balance is not an easy life either. If you're looking for an easy life, there is no such thing. In the sense that we will always lead the life that we believe is worth leading. Unless we're just completely unaware of the life that we want to lead. In which case, I have many videos to hopefully to convince you to look at life in a more purposeful, or at least a more observant manner. The Prophet by Khalil Gibran, one of my guiding spiritual texts in life. Highly suggest picking it up. On joy and sorrow. There's a video to the last one that I did, the last chapter that I did, and I'll continue reading these. And until then, actualize your potential, catalyst. Or actually, beyond then, actualize your potential. This world needs you. Take care.